you can't tell. Look at how much of it didn't come up. Because you know what it did? The day after this was planted, it rained. You know what it did probably within 4 days after that? Rain again. And it's been almost consistently every 2 to 3 days of rain. And we haven't had enough dry time to get this to dry up to replant. This is the big, flat section of this field where the drainage is challenging, to say the least. And I've never had problems with replant. I guess I've never had corn over here on a wet year. I've had beans over here on a wet year, but they went in super late, so there's that. So we're just putzing around, trying to guess where to plant, where not to plant. Sometimes I pick it up when we cross through my drainage ditch, which is like, that's where the best corn is back here. Now back there, there's slope. It's doing pretty good. And if you look way up yonder, way over there, we'll plant closer to it, obviously. That corn's knee-high, or better. And there's slope over there, too. I've somewhat got my facts checked by another farmer 1 county over, who also agrees we have not had a dry planting season since 2015. From 2016 on, it's been some sort of, Mother Nature hold my beer. How can it get worse? Yep, I'm about to replant through a puddle because I'm trying to give this seed as much dry time before the next rain. I'm planting into moist soil, hopefully to get it out of the ground and germinated. Now, a rotary hoe would have done no good here. It's not like this crushed it, because it didn't dry out. The seed rotted. It got wet, it got muddy, and it hated light. And you can see some of the height variation. The only thing that I'm, say, happy about is that the areas where it came up, it might be slightly unhappy, is that the shorter corn at least looks green. I have seen so many yellow fields of corn around. Or, here's a really good one. You want to know where the best looking parts of corn are in some fields? And they're super flat fields. And somehow they found like a dry spot. Or not a dry spot, but a low spot. Because there was a lot of crops that went in about the same time, that 10th to 15th range in May. We had decent dry weather magically, and then it just turned into swamp season. But yes, corn went in on this field. And I remember they put tile in a few years ago. Well, guess what? I can tell you exactly where every tile is, because that's where the corn is almost knee-high and green. Where the tile's not, every 30 feet in between tile runs, it's yellow and shorter. So that kind of goes to show just how bad our soil moves water. It doesn't percolate well. BTO in the area, from what I heard, maybe redid some tile, and they put them in every 25 feet. That doesn't look too bad, but it's got a decent amount of slope. It's one of those things you just kind of wonder, why isn't there tile? Time to look at the planter monitor. That little knob back there is turning. I don't have a marker to watch. works in the field very well. I guess I'll just plan through this ditch for the hell of it because I'm paying to idle real slow. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on how good the corn looks. I mean, a lot of it looks great right next to the ditch. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a muddy spot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, Bame Farm fans. Yet again, we have another late day video. It's what, like June 16th, 17th, whatever it is, the day after, or not the day after. It's later the same day of when I just went out and did that replant. And now I am spraying for weeds in the garden. Now I'm kind of time limited on this to when it's not windy. Like, I want no breeze, not like we're talking less than 3 miles an hour. And it's hard to tell because of all the trees across the street, but we are in what would be essentially golden hour. It's that last hour of daylight. Now as the sun sets, it's getting low and the sun comes in at a very oblique angle and makes everything feel illuminated in a somewhat yellow or golden way. It's a big thing for photography, I guess. So we're out here walking up and down the rows, spraying Roundup out of a backpack sprayer. I'm spraying now at a rate of 1 cup of Roundup into I think 5 gallons of water, with a half a cup of surfactant to cut the wax on the leaves. Obviously trying to spray this small. We've had these vegetables planted for 10 plus days now, maybe 2 weeks. And right through here where there's less weeds, it's where we have standing water issues out here.